All right, Joseph, welcome to our deep dive today.
Yeah. Hey, Joseph, thanks for sending over this info about Capomo.
It's a drink, but it's made from this Maya nut.
Yeah, the Maya nut, or sometimes called the Ramon nut. It comes from this Borosomum alicastrum tree.
Okay, and we wanted to really dig into this for you, Joseph, because it's some of the stuff that you mentioned about your health.
And your families, too.
Right, exactly.
So things like your diet and any kind of benefits that Capomo might have, especially since you and your mom are trying to, be more mindful of what you're eating and drinking.
Totally, and we're going to take all these sources that you sent us and try to give you a really good rundown of the history of Capomo.
Its nutritional profile.
You know how it was used traditionally?
Yeah, just kind of see what we can find out about it.
So let's start with history.
Okay, yeah.
This Capomo thing isn't just like some new trendy drink. It's got a seriously long history, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It was a staple food for the Maya civilization going back thousands of years.
Wow, thousands of years.
Yeah, and there's archaeological evidence that they really relied on this stuff.
So it wasn't just like a sometimes food, it was like really important to them.
Right, it was really important, especially because the tree it comes from is so resilient.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, it can survive droughts and still produce nuts.
Oh, wow. That's super helpful because,
Yeah, especially when their main crop maize was failing, they could always count on Capomo.
that makes a lot of sense.
It was actually so reliable that some people think it might have helped them support larger populations than they could have otherwise.
Oh, wow. So it's like this ancient superfood.
Kind of, yeah. It's pretty fascinating how they figured out how to use this plant to their advantage.
Yeah, and they did more than just eat the nut, right?
Oh, yeah. They had all sorts of ways to prepare it.
Like what?
They would boil it, roast it, grind it into a powder.
Really?
Yeah, and they would use that powder to make porridge or even bake it into tortillas.
That's cool. So they were really using it in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, it was a really versatile food source for them.
So if it was so important, then what happened? Why don't we see it everywhere today?
Well, after the Spanish conquest, things changed.
How so?
The focus shifted to maize production, and Capomo kind of took a back seat.
Oh, so it was like pushed aside.
Yeah, pretty much. It became more of a famine food, something
Wow.
people ate when they didn't have anything else.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's a shame because it's such a nutritious food.
But it sounds like it's making a comeback.
It is, yeah. There's been a growing interest in it recently.
Why is that?
Well, for one thing, people are more interested in nutrient-dense foods these days, and Capomo definitely fits the bill.
Right. And it's also sustainable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It can be grown using agroforestry methods, which are good for the environment.
And I read that it can also help support local communities.
Yeah, a lot of times women's cooperatives are involved in the harvesting and processing of Capomo.
Oh, that's great.
So it's got this great combination of nutritional, environmental, and social benefits.
And I think it also taps into that desire for more traditional foods.
Yeah, people are looking for alternatives to the processed stuff that's so common these days.
That makes sense.
So Capomo really ticks a lot of boxes for people.
Okay, so we've covered the history. It's got this fascinating story, and it seems like it's on the rise again. But let's dive into the health benefits now. What are some of the things that stand out to you?
Well, for starters, Joseph, you mentioned that you're trying to avoid caffeine.
Yeah.
And one of the best things about Capomo is that it's naturally caffeine-free.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So you can still enjoy that warm, comforting drink in the morning or evening without the jitters or sleep disruptions.
Exactly, and that could be especially helpful for my mom with her sleep apnea.
Right. It can be a good alternative to coffee or tea for people who are sensitive to caffeine.
That's a huge plus, and I know this is important for me too, but Capomo is also gluten-free.
Yeah, it is. So it's a great option if you have celiac disease or gluten intolerance.
Which I might, so that's really good to know.
Yeah, and it's not just about what it doesn't have. It's packed with nutrients, too.
Yeah.
Well, for one thing, it's high in fiber.
Oh, fiber is so important.
Yeah, it's essential for good digestion, and it can help you feel full and satisfied after eating.
That's helpful. And it's good for blood sugar control too, right?
It is. It can help regulate blood sugar levels, which is important for everyone, but especially for people with diabetes or who are at risk for developing it.
And my family has a history of diabetes and heart issues, so that's definitely something I need to pay attention to.
Right, and fiber can also help lower cholesterol levels.
Oh, that's great because I have high triglycerides and cholesterol.
So Capomo could be a really good addition to your diet in that regard.
That's really promising. And what about vitamins and minerals? Does it have any of those?
Oh, yeah, it's got a good amount of those, too.
Really? Like what?
It's a good source of calcium and magnesium, which are important for strong bones and healthy muscles.
Right. And magnesium can help with sleep too,
It can, yeah, and it's also got potassium.
which is good for blood pressure.
Exactly, and that's something to keep in mind for your mom as well.
She does have high blood pressure, so that's good to know.
And it also has iron for healthy blood and zinc for a strong immune system.
Wow. So it's like a multivitamin in a drink.
Kind of, yeah. It's pretty amazing how much nutrition it packs in.
And I remember reading that it also has protein.
It does. It provides essential amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein.
And one of those is tryptophan, right?
Yes, tryptophan is a precursor to serotonin and melatonin.
And those were involved in mood and sleep, right?
Exactly. So Capomo could potentially have some positive effects on those areas as well.
That's interesting. And what about antioxidants? Are those in there too?
Yes, like many plant-based foods, Capomo contains antioxidants.
And those are good for protecting our cells from damage.
Exactly. They help fight off free radicals, which can contribute to aging and disease.
So it's like a little warrior fighting for our health.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is. And I also read that it's supposed to be alkalizing.
Yeah, there's some evidence to suggest that it can help balance the body's pH levels.
And that's different from coffee, which is acidic.
Right, coffee can be quite acidic, which can be a problem for some people.
So Capomo could be a good alternative in that sense too.
Yeah, definitely. And one more thing, Joseph. I know you mentioned having a peanut allergy.
Yeah.
Well, Capomo is actually a seed, not a nut.
Oh, it's good to know.
So it's generally considered safe for people with nut allergies.
That's a huge relief.
But of course, it's always best to check with your doctor just to be sure.
Right, that's a good point. So Capomo is caffeine-free, gluten-free, high in fiber and minerals, packed with protein and antioxidants, and potentially alkalizing.
It seems like it's got a lot going for it.
It does.
Yeah.
But we do need to be cautious about overstating the health benefits.
Right. We don't want to make it sound like a miracle cure.
Exactly. And the research on Capomo is still somewhat limited.
Yeah, there haven't been a lot of large-scale clinical trials on it yet.
So we know it's nutritious based on its composition, but more research would be helpful to confirm some of these claims.
Exactly. We need more evidence to back up the anecdotal reports.
And it's important to remember that Capomo is a food, not a medicine.
Right. It's not a substitute for prescribed medications or medical treatments.
And it's especially important for you and your mom, Joseph, to talk to your doctors before adding Capomo to your diets.
Yeah, absolutely. Because of your health conditions and the medications you're taking, it's crucial to make sure there are no potential interactions.
Right. Your doctors can give you personalized advice based on your individual situations.
Exactly. They can help you determine if Capomo is safe and appropriate for you.
Okay, so let's sum up what we've learned about Capomo. It's got this incredible history as a staple food for the Maya civilization.
It's highly nutritious, and it's making a comeback as people rediscover its potential benefits.
It's caffeine-free, gluten-free, and a good source of fiber minerals, protein, and antioxidants.
But more research is needed to confirm some of the health claims.
And it's not a medicine, so it shouldn't replace prescribed treatments.
And it's always best to consult with your doctor before adding it to your diet, especially if you have any existing health conditions or are taking medications.
Exactly. Your health is your priority.
Absolutely.
So, Joseph, this has been a really interesting deep dive into Capomo. Thanks for bringing it to our attention.
Yeah, it's been fascinating to learn about.
And it really makes you think about how much we can learn from traditional foods.
Yeah, they've been sustaining people for centuries for a reason.
And Capomo is a great example of that. It's got this rich history and so much potential.
Definitely something worth exploring further.
And Joseph, for you, I wonder if this exploration of Capomo has got you thinking about other traditional foods and how they might be able to support your health and well-being.
Yeah, what other hidden gems might be out there?
Exactly. It's all about connecting with our food heritage and seeing what we can learn from the past.
Food for thought, literally.
Thanks again for joining us, Joseph, and until next time, happy exploring.
Take care.